There's a Georgia police officer. He decided to go off into the woods, have a little bit of an affair. Maybe not anyone see him, but the Verizon man in the trees saw him and he watched and he videoed this. Damn it, 318 dilly, zoom in, bro. What kind of phone is that? He's up in the trees, he's precariously sitting there, probably in some kind of a hammock type of thing is holding him in place. So I'm not gonna fault him too much, but there you saw this particular officer who got himself caught up what he thought was an illicit affair that no one would ever see. Let's check out some of the details here, because the officer who's identified by a local news channel as Millen Police Officer Larry Benjamin Thompson, I'm not sure how Larry and Benjamin come together, he has quit and has a record of past misconduct that has come to light. That's the least surprising thing in this whole story. Millen Police Chief Dwayne Harrington told the station WRDW he was planning to meet with Thompson on Monday about a video, that one you saw, but Thompson quit beforehand. Crazy, that's odd. So this attention to this incident brought on all the things that Thompson has done in the past here. So according to Millen County City Council meeting minutes, Thompson was involved in a car crash while at work in November of 2019. WRDW reported that he killed a 76-year-old driver identified in a local obituary as Lewis Jenkins when he T-boned Jenkins's car while racing to a call at 86 miles per hour. We've seen those types of stories with cops before. The network also obtained investigation documents showed that while working for the Millen Fire Department in 2017, the fire department, Thompson accidentally discharged his gun and he shot a colleague in the arm. He claimed that the gun malfunctioned while he was cleaning it, but an internal probe found that the weapon had no malfunctions. This is not an excuse to be accepted, only reflection after the fact, the Criminal Investigative Division wrote in its report. Though it is referred to as an accidental discharge, essentially it is a negligent discharge. He also had a relationship with a woman and he contacted them over and over again. These are things that happened with cops before that we've seen. He basically tracked her, found out where she lived, and stalked her because he's a cop and he had access to this information. So he's finally quit because this guy in the trees caught him doing those things. I'm not gonna get more explicit than that, Brett.
Jayar, I don't understand what you mean unless you're more explicit. Like what was he doing?
I think they were having a barbecue, the back hatch was down.
Right, his gun wasn't the only thing he prematurely discharged. If you know what I mean.
What do you mean?
I love it. It's like, you don't really get to, like, you get some really awesome views when you're up there repairing phone lines and everything, but it is literally the most dangerous job in the world. And so just he gets a little reward there. This cop is a terrible cop, I think it goes without saying. And so when you're taking time off to do this stuff, you're definitely not protecting and serving, let alone all the other negligent things he's done that have resulted in actual death. I don't think this should be a police officer anymore.
The question always comes to how this guy continues to go through all these past incidents that I was pointing out there, and then still have a job. I mean, he was with the fire department. This is the police department. A high-speed chase killed someone. Not even a chase, getting to a call killed someone. All these things happen, and I'm gonna tell you how. This graphic 7. Because Thompson didn't face severe punishments for all those investigations, they don't appear on the Georgia Peace Officer Standards and Training Council's records. The only information listed is his work experience, promotion a year after the fatal accident, and his voluntary resignation on March 21st, a day after that video that we just saw was posted, and he quit. I don't know if this is that's the only thing that's on his record now, and now he won't get hired at the next station or the next place or whatever town over it is. But I keep using the same Subway analogy. I'm sure you guys are tired of it, but if you get paid $6 an hour to work at Subway and you give extra cheese or extra avocado or hand out a few extras to your buddies, you're gonna get fired. And they're not gonna trust you at the next retail restaurant that you may wanna work at, because they go, this guy, Benny, he steals from these restaurants, don't hire him. If you're a police officer and you have a gun on your hip, Apparently you can get hired again. If you run into and T-boned a 76-year-old man, you can get hired again. If you shot a colleague because you worked with the fire department somehow, this is a weird crossover job, you get hired again because these things don't stay on your record. I don't know how much of a shortage of cops we have, but apparently the best we got is Benjamin Larry Benny Thompson. It keeps happening. And by the way, they took a shot of where this was. Around this, where he was having this illicit affair, and there was a school across the street. Nice.
You sound like a real stand-up guy. I love that he shot his gun just without being responsible. He killed somebody, but the thing that gets him to voluntarily be like, "Good night, everybody," is a sex tape.
Yep.
Where he's like super duper tiny and probably could deny it.
Totally, 100%. I don't know if his car could be tracked. This must be, he must have really racked his brain because he's gotten away with several other things, as we point out. There must have been some way he's like, I don't think I can escape this one.
It's so crazy. I can't believe that. That's one of my favorite little stories you've done. I love it so very much.
It's illicit. Sometimes you just have to go that route.